Okay, so leadership in complex and multicultural organization is no longer an abstract concept reserved for textbook or global corporation. It is a live reality of public administrators working in diverse communities, interagency environments, and politically dynamic settings. No? As future leaders in the public service, you are expected to navigate ambiguity, competing values, diversity, cultural diversity, and systemic constraint while still delivering ethical, inclusive, and effective governance. And this topic invites us to look beyond technical authority and examine leadership as relational, adaptive, and context-driven practice where understanding people is critical as understanding policies and structures. At this point, I will set aside the detailed frameworks and allow the presenter to guide you through the theories, models, and cases related to leadership in complex and multicultural organization. As you listen, I encourage you to reflect on your own experiences in government offices, local government units, NGOs, or community organizations, and consider how culture, power, communication, and organizational complexity shape leadership outcomes in real public sector settings. Take it away, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Bon Ivan Salazar, and I will be discussing leadership in complex and multicultural organizations. Next slide, please. So, to introduce the topic, leadership in these settings means guiding diverse teams through cultural, structural, and global challenges to achieve shared goals. Thinking of managing multi-complexity like overlapping hierarchies, tech shifts, and cultural differences by inclusion, adaptability, empathy, and cross-cultural teamwork. So leadership in complex multicultural organizations nagre-require siya na i-guide ang mga diverse teams through cultural, structural, and global challenges para ma-achieve yung shared goals. And leaders must manage multi-complexity like overlapping hierarchies, as said, technologies, and cultural differences para maging effective sa organization. Next slide, please. So now let us discuss the core concepts in leading in complex and multicultural organizations. So first is the cultural intelligence. Next is the multi-complexity and organizational layers, inclusivity and psychological safety, and lastly, the adaptive leadership style. Next slide, please. So first, let us discuss cultural intelligence. So what is cultural intelligence? Cultural intelligence is the ability to understand, adapt, and work effectively with people from different cultural backgrounds. So cultural intelligence, or CQ, is your ability to function effectively across cultures, broken into 4 parts. Firstly is cognitive, meaning knowing the cultures, not also your cultures, but cultures of other people. Metacognitive, which is questioning your assumptions or awareness on cultural assumptions. Motivational is the drive to engage other people, their interest and confidence in cross-cultural interactions. And behavioral, or ability to adjust to verbal and non-verbal actions. One example of this is meron kang isang CQ cultural intelligent na leader na nag-skip ng gestures or slang para hindi ma-offend yung ibang culture na nag-adjust sa style to build rapport. Gesture inclusively. It demands understanding values, respecting differences, and adapting to decisions. Next slide, please. The next concept would be multi-complexity and organizational layers. So it explains that leaders must navigate through diverse teams effectively. So let us first define multi-complexity. Leaders dealing with multiple and overlapping challenges at once, like cultural diversity, global operations, technologies, values, and rapid change. Multi-complexity hits leaders with simultaneous issues, as said, where one decision can ripple everywhere. So decisions made from one like communication style or policy can affect other cultures and locations. Kailangan ang isang leader sa isang multi-complex na organizations ay maging flexible, maging culturally intelligent, and adaptive to respond sa mga challenges. Next is defining organizational layer. So this refers to various levels and structures within the organizations. Ito yung hierarchical management sa isang organizations like top management, middle management, frontline employees, virtual teams, and cross-functional groups. Next slide, please. So, paano maging effective ang leader to lead sa isang multi-complex na organization? A leader can effectively lead its organization by one is communicating clearly across culture and level. Kailangan nag-encourage siya ng collaboration and coordination especially. And especially nag-a-adjust ng ang kanyang leadership style to fit cultural and organizational context. And also, kailangan niya din mag-bridge ng gaps between strategy and day-to-day operations. So one example of this is during the COVID-19, the IATF or the Interagency Task Force led the national response across a highly complex and multicultural setting. National policies like lockdowns, curfews, and vaccinations ay na-issue sa central government, but yung implementation is na-delegate sa local government units from provinces to cities and barangays. So local leaders nag-adjust ng strategies based sa kanilang mga communities. Next slide, please. Next concept would be the inclusivity and psychological safety. So these two concepts are important for aligning diverse people, ideas, and systems towards the organizational goals. Now, let us define what is inclusivity muna. So inclusivity is creating an environment where individuals from different backgrounds feel respected, valued, and involved in decision making. Kaya sabi ko kanina is ang leader kayang mag-lead sa isang multi-complex na organization kapag nag-encourage siya ng coordination and collaboration. Now, psychological safety naman is a shared belief that it is safe to speak up, ask questions, make mistakes, or challenge ideas without fear of embarrassment, punishment, or discrimination. Meaning, ang isang leader ay nakikinig sa feedback ng kanyang mga teams and mga employees niya without the fear of embarrassment, punishment, or discrimination. So together, inclusivity and psychological safety helps bridge differences, reduce misunderstandings, encourage innovation and collaboration, build trust across teams and hierarchies. So together, they bridge gaps, cut misunderstandings, spark innovations, and nagbibuild siya ng trust. So example nito, leaders, especially sa Armed Forces of the Philippines, sa aking organization, they foster inclusivity by considering perspective from the tactical level up to the strategic level. Also, nagpo-promote sila ng psychological safety by encouraging yung mga small units within sa isang organization na within the organization to propose ideas to further improve our national security. So para maging effective ang mission and vision ng armed forces sa pag-promote ng national security sa ating bansa. Next. The last concept would be the adaptive leadership. So, no single style fits all. Adaptive leaders flex, stay adaptive leaders are flexible, they stay resilient, and amid uncertainty, they juggle priorities to unite teams in chaos. So adaptive leaders can navigate through uncertainty while binabalance niyo yung competing priorities. So in essence, it allows leaders in complex and multicultural organizations to remain effective in dynamic environments. They unite diverse teams and achieve organizational objectives despite uncertainty and complexity. So one example of this is during the pandemic, different corporations had difficulty managing their businesses. So nag-adapt sila sa bagong norm. They showed adaptive leadership by implementing work policies for employees in offices. So yun doon na nag-develop yung work from home while ensuring essential services and utilities are continued without risking yung health ng ating mga employees. Next slide, please. So what are the key challenges in those core concepts? The challenges in these core concepts include gaps in cultural intelligence. Example nito is when isang employee is unintentionally na-offend yung isang colleague niya by ignoring yung customs, such as yung gestures na maging taboo sa isang certain na culture na pwede mag-create ng hostility. So knowledge gaps also show up as unawareness of practices. It hinders the cultural intelligence development and making workplace unwelcome for a diverse team. Next naman is biases that hinder metacognitive awareness. So ang mga biases like favoring similar cultural backgrounds in hiring, blocking self-reflection on assumptions, and skewing judgments without realization. So yung one example nito is yung sa tingin ng isang tao is yung culture niya is more inferior sa isang culture. Next naman na challenge is overlapping hierarchies in multi-complexity environments. Employees report to multiple managers, syempre, na which na nagkakos ng confusion and dependency overload. Kaya nagkakaroon ng confusion and the dependency overload sa isang organization kapag nag-overlap yung hierarchies. Next naman is biases, exclusion of voices that undermine psychological safety. So example nito is yung power dynamics to let the dominant voices silence yung mga marginalized na employees, yung mga may mababang rank sa isang organization kunyari sabihin natin during meetings, talks, and open dialogue, especially when race or gender is yung pinag-uusapan. Last naman, the challenge is difficulty in adaptive leadership style. So example naman ito is when kapag merong isang leader, bagong leader na nag-i-stick pa rin siya sa old ways despite feedback ng kanyang mga employees, ng kanyang mga teams, which ito is sinisira niya yung trust ng organization sa kanya without adapting to change. And of course, lack of accountability na nag-lead sa blame shifting. These adaptive fixes require tough conversations facing personal fears and organizational-wide culture shifts na nag-i-spark ng conflict sa isang organization. So next slide, please. So in summary, mastering leadership in complex and multicultural organization demands overcoming interconnected challenges like cultural intelligence, where biases block metacognitive awareness, overlapping hierarchies in multi-complexity na nagde-delay ng decision, biases and voice exclusion which affects psychological safety of the team and the employees, and rigid adaptive styles failing diverse contexts. So these hurdles stifle innovation and trust. Yet leaders who prioritize cultural intelligence or CQ training, clear role matrices, inclusive norms, and flexible styles transform friction into strength. So leading effectively in a multi-complex organization is demands overcoming interconnected challenges. Next, please. So with that, thank you for listening, and that ends my presentation.
Okay, super, okay. Leadership, no, in conflicts organization, no, demands a high level of cultural intelligence, ethical sensitivity, and adaptive capacity. Unlike traditional hierarchical leadership, this form of leadership recognizes that public organizations operate within interconnected systems involving multiple stakeholders, cultures, and interests. So effective leaders learn to balance formal authority with influence, dialogue, and collaboration, ensuring that diverse voices are heard while maintaining organizational coherence and public accountability. So in practical terms, no, consider a public administration managing a regional development program involving national agencies, local governments, indigenous communities, and private partners. Leadership success in this context depend on a rigid control, but on ability to mediate cultural differences, align shared goals, and build trust across sectors. Misunderstanding cultural norms or ignoring community values can lead to resistance, policy failure, or loss of legitimacy. While inclusive leadership practices can strengthen participation and program sustainability. So this topic underscored that leadership is both a personal competence and a public responsibility. Developing self-awareness, empathy, and strategic thinking allows leaders to respond effectively to complexity without compromising democratic values. In multicultural public organizations, leadership is ultimately measured not only by efficiency or compliance, but by the capacity to foster quality, equity, collaboration, and resilience in the service of the public good. Okay, so I think that's it for this presentation.